The reason I'm working today and whatever I'm doing is I love it, absolutely. I work in a public sector university with students who come from far-flung areas and underdeveloped places. Most of them, not all. So it gives me that rush, that push when I see a difference, making a difference in their lives, and not just in terms of education but counseling too. That's the main reason I'm working there. I love talking since I was a kid. I teach, I talk today and I earn. So teaching and talking comes naturally to me.
I've had the best of both worlds. I worked in the corporate for 10 years and then I got back into the family business. Why I chose to do that is because I think first and foremost is independence, creative freedom, and being the boss of your own firm. You want that stability. So I think those are the reasons. And of course, if I have a choice to pick between entrepreneurship or corporate job, I will always pick entrepreneurship.
First and foremost, employment in healthcare is a more stable and secure job. It pays well as well, it has a steady income, and in a world where markets are fluctuating and where the startups come and go, their healthcare professionals enjoy a more steady income and are more in demand because the people will always need healthcare professionals.
So the pros of my career as a doctor, I feel it's a very rewarding field. I get to work with people who really need medical aid, and that in itself is being able to have the ability to help people is a privilege. And then other pros would be discipline is something we get to have from our field. That's what we get to learn. The con would be the extra hours, the extensive hours that we have to give. That can be very draining and taxing.
Pros, I would say, is of course, self-dependency, independent, flexible work environment, being on top of everything. But it comes with cons.
Of course.
There are a lot of risk factors involved in it. There's a lot of stress involved in it. You have to be the decision maker. You're responsible for every decision, everything that goes around. So yeah, I think those are the factors.
Okay, so since I come from academia, the higher education, we still, our curricula lags behind the evolved, demands of the industry today. Fields like artificial intelligence, sustainability and data science need to be included in the syllabus. And, apart from that, I believe that one needs to balance it out too. Like if it's the developed nations, they are, there's this over-dependence upon the technology, and like Japan. And then there are countries like ours and the underdeveloped or the developing nations where still the infrastructure is a problem. So we have lots of opportunities. We can invest in the digital infrastructure today. Apart from that, we can modernize our syllabus or the curricula. Apart from that, we can invest in research and funding. I believe research is very important for any society to grow and become better. It's important that we invest in research and higher education. Apart from that, I believe that cross-cultural literacy and international collaboration is also equally important. And for that, we need to invest into our higher education via Higher Education Commission. We need to strengthen HEC, and not just that, we need to encourage and foster the international collaborations.
So I think in my field we measure success by the feedback of our audience, by the satisfaction, how satisfied our audience is. If I am able to reach out to each family, to to reach out to all the people, to tell their stories to the world, if I'm able to connect the world together through culture and through media and through the platform that I'm using, I think that will be enough success for me.
What I like about medicine is that it is evolving continuously. So you get to learn something new every other day. But there are cons. It's a long career path. You have to study a lot. You have to take around a decade of hard work, exams, stress, and self-doubt. But at the end of the day, it is a rewarding field, and I'm really proud of my position.
Definitely entrepreneurship, because it gives you the creative freedom. You are in a power position where you're able to do anything and everything you want. It's very flexible. You get to be the decision maker, and that obviously helps you, evolve in a much bigger perspective.
I'm leading a media house. Every day varies. Every day is different from the past day. Especially the ground that I'm working in, which is Balochistan, everything is unpredictable. The first thing in the morning that I do is switch on the TV and, watch the news, because everything, all my plans and strategies are affected by, whatever is happening on the ground. Usually, I have to keep up with the trends because, those are the need of my work. Strategies, plannings, collaborations, meetings, all these things. I think that's a typical day for me.
People are using it for diagnosis. It's getting easier to diagnose microorganisms using this technology, and definitely it's going to affect our field. That's why we are moving over more molecular testing, so that we are still in demand.
For me, success is living my life the way I want to, and what gives me the biggest high or biggest push is serving humanity or people around me. I mean, it might sound cliched and very boring, but trust me, I'm in my 30s, and I've realized one thing in life, that there is no high in life than contributing and doing great for people. It gives me that push, it gives me that high, and when I'm at my high, of course, I believe I'm successful. So yeah, for me, success is living your life the way you want to. For me, living my life is contributing for the great of the people.
Medicine has many subspecialties, and I'm working as consultant clinical microbiologist. So what we are actually, in short, that we work behind the scenes to diagnose clinical illnesses, infectious diseases, and then we advise treatment related to it. So my typical day starts at 8 a.m. where we start with the lab reporting. We give out results, then meetings with different clinicians to advise them about the antibiotics that the patient should take, about the multi-drug resistant organisms, and then we move on to infection prevention and control, where we advise the precautions that could be used to contain the infection. And in the afternoons, then I have these teaching sessions of the undergraduates and some meetings, and I work on my research. So it's a full day, but a fascinating one.
Financial challenges are the main factor. Then, the rapid change in technology, the rapid change in digitalization. If we are not constantly adapting to new ways, I think we don't have a chance in the next 5 years. So adaptability is very, very important to negotiate in the coming years.
First of all, I think that corporate jobs have been given a very negative connotation to them. The idea of working for someone is an experience to have. It teaches you to be humble, it teaches you discipline, and therefore it is in itself necessary. So I do believe that both in itself are beneficial to their own selves as well. Having your own business definitely gives you power, gives you the freedom of creativity. But both in itself, I feel you should experience either of the two. or you could do both together. Like what I did, I enjoyed working in an environment where I get to experience from my professor, my supervisor. They guide me, and I get to learn to be disciplined, be humbled, and then when I come back home after that, when I go to my private practice, I get to have the freedom of doing anything and everything I can according to what I want, but also from the experiences I've had from the corporate system.
There is no universal truth to this answer. Basically, both are right in their own regards. If one wants to do a job, surely there's no issues in it. And equally, on the other hand, if someone wants to do a business, there's no problem in it. But one needs to know how to do a business, and one needs to have an understanding of a job. One needs to have a job attitude in place first. And for business, one needs to have an entrepreneurial mindset.
Beaconhouse Old Student Society, BOSS, building a community together.